the work you've described at UCLA, did you follow up to 100 North Carrollwood, the location you learned Michael Jackson had died?
Yes, I did.
What time did you arrive there?
I believe it was approximately 7:15, 7:30 p.m.
And at that point in time when you arrived at the house, had you been able to ascertain any information regarding cause of death or as it relates to your investigation as a homicide detective?
We were not able to ascertain that information.
And at that point in time, on June 25th, 2009, was this a homicide investigation or was this a death investigation?
It was a death investigation, a coroner's case.
Okay. And what does that distinction mean? What is the difference between a homicide investigation and a death investigation?
We'll call typically on a death investigation, the divisional detectives may or may not roll out. A death investigation would be, say, for instance, someone who may have had a chronic illness who passed away. They could have passed away from natural causes and that sort of thing. A homicide or a murder investigation, on the other hand, when we're called out, we assume full responsibility for that investigation, we being whether it's RHD or divisional homicide detectives. And the difference would be between a death investigation and a murder or homicide investigation is, in fact, that you have someone there, you know the obvious cause of death, whether it be multiple gunshot wounds, stab wounds, bludgeoned. There's an obvious crime present, and that's where we take the lead.
All right. And in this case, then, as it was a death investigation, was the coroner's office the lead agency as far as the investigation?
Yes.
And what was the role of LAPD at this time, and specifically I'm focusing on June 25th, 2009?
To assist and support them in any way that we could.
Had this initially been deemed a homicide and been deemed a homicide investigation, would LAPD have been the lead agency running the investigation?
Yes, sir.
And would LAPD have then been the lead agency, for example, collecting evidence, booking it into LAPD custody, things of that nature?
Absolutely.
On June 25th, 2009, when you responded to 100 North Carrollwood, evidence was collected at the scene on that day?
Yes, it was.
And was that evidence collected by the coroner's investigator and taken into custody by the coroner's office?
Yes, it was.
During the processing of the scene and the collection of evidence at 100 North Carrollwood on June 25th, what was your primary job as far as you've indicated your role was to assist as needed, or words to that effect? What was your role on that day at 100 North Carrollwood?
To go in, be the eyes, if you would, additional pair of eyes. We had our photographer there. I was directing the photographer as well, and to assist the coroner investigator if she had any questions.
And you said she, is that Alyssa Fleek?
Yes, sir.
And on June 25th, then, at the house, was there a general room or area where you were focusing your attention as far as the LAPD photographer and things of that nature?
Yes, sir, there was.
And which room was that?
It was the upstairs bedroom where the decedent had passed away.
Now, I want to ask you, well, on June 25th, then, how long were you at the home, 100 North Carrollwood?
We cleared the scene that night at 21:30 hours, 9:30 p.m.
And that had, when you say cleared the scene, what do you mean?
Left the location, left the residence.
Did you leave simultaneous to coroner's investigators leaving? Was it the entire investigation essentially cleared the scene, or can you be more specific?
I would say yes, within probably 5 or 10 minutes of each other, we cleared the scene.
And was the house on any type of lockdown or secured at that point once both the coroner's office and the LAPD cleared the scene?
We released the house at the request of the Jackson family members to security that were on scene.
To private security?
Yes, sir.
And going forward to the next day of June 26, 2009, did you attend the autopsy of Michael Jackson on that day?
Yes, sir, I did.
And were you present for the entire autopsy?
Yes, sir.
And at that time, following your presence at the autopsy, had you learned of a definitive cause of death to aid in your investigation?
No, I did not.
Was there any obvious or notable trauma or anything of that nature noted on the decedent Michael Jackson to assist you in your investigation at that stage?
No, there was not.
Following the autopsy, were you made aware that you would need to wait for toxicology results from the coroner's office?
That's correct. They deferred it pending toxicology.
So at this stage, was it still a death investigation since it had not yet been deemed a homicide?
Yes, sir.
On that same day, June 26, 2009, did you respond back to 100 North Carrollwood?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was that in response to a particular call or particular information you had received?
Yes.
And can you describe that, please?
Yes. Received word from the coroner's office that Assistant Chief Ed Winter had responded to 100 North Carrollwood, and while he was there, he was given some items recovered by the family.
And then Ed Winter called you?
The coroner's office did, yes.
And then you responded to the house on Carrollwood?
Yes, sir.
So these items you've referenced that were provided by the family, you were not present to determine where they'd been located or found, or if they've even been found in the house?
That's correct.
Did you take custody of those items?
Yes, we did.
And what were those items?
Consisted of what was believed to be initially tar heroin, which ultimately was tested to be just degraded cannabis, marijuana.
Degraded cannabis, marijuana was
yes.
old?
Yes, rotten. There was also, and that was located within a shaving kit as it was given to us. Along with that was some lotion, paper, a FedEx envelope, just miscellaneous debris.
And did those miscellaneous items turn out to have any meaning to you as far as the investigation or determining the cause of death of Mr. Jackson?
None whatsoever.
While at the house then on June 26, 2009, did you find some debris or empty discarded prescription pill bottles?
Yes, we did.
Were they empty?
Yes.
Do you recall specifically from where those items were recovered on June 26, 2009?
From the master bathroom area of Michael Jackson's bedroom.
And when you're referring to, again, Michael Jackson's bedroom, you're not referring to where he died. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
You're referring to, and specifically on People's 174, this second floor diagram, you're referring to the leftmost portion of the diagram where it indicates master bedroom, and as well to the leftmost portion of the diagram, master bath. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
So the pill bottles you've just referenced, it's your recollection they were recovered from the master bathroom?
From the master bathroom, yes, sir.
All right, and again, on People's 174, that's indicated where I'm pointing here to the leftmost portion of the diagram where it indicates master bath?
Yes.
Let me start, Detective Smith, with this black, how did you describe this?
As a shaving kit.
All right. This was the item that was turned over to Ed Winter and to you by the family?
Yes, sir.
All right. And inside of that shaving kit, was there a bottle of temazepam?
Yes.
Prescribed to an Omar Arnold with the name C. Murray, MD, dated September 26, 2008, and booked by LAPD as LAPD item number 4. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
May this item be marked People's 184 for identification, Your Honor?
Are you talking about just the vial or the bottle, or you're also talking about the black item?
Well, we'll do the black bag as People's 184, Your Honor.
184, black bag.
And People's 185 being the temazepam prescription by C. Murray, MD, made out to Omar Arnold.
185.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm placing a P185. Additionally, you reference some empty prescription pill bottles. And I have in my hand, Your Honor, one bottle of a Valisone ointment. It's V-A-L-I-S-O-N-E. It's made out to an Omar Arnold by Dr. Klein, dated May 3rd, 2009, with an LAPD item number 6. May that be marked People's 186 for identification?
Yes.
I'm placing a P186 on the bottom. I additionally have 2 empty prescription pill vials. First one being LAPD item 10. It is an empty bottle of lorazepam 2 milligram made out to a Michael Jackson. Date filled being April 2nd, 2009, with the prescriber being a Conrad Murray. May that be marked People's 187 for identification?
Yes.
And LAPD item number 11, the label partially removed, showing a prescription for diazepam 10 milligram tablet. Take 1 tablet at bedtime. Again, LAPD item 11 with prescription date of April 14th, 2009. May that be marked as People's 188 for identification?
Yes.